On July 9, 1962, at 9 minutes past midnight Hawaiian time, the sun rose in the wrong direction, not from the east, from above, from everywhere at once. Honolulu was 1,445 kilometers from where the detonation occurred, and still the sky went white. Street lights failed. Radio communications went dark. Burglar alarms triggered across the city. 100 satellites in low Earth orbit were disabled or destroyed simultaneously. This was Starfish Prime. A nuclear weapon detonated 400 kilometers above the Pacific Ocean, the most powerful nuclear explosion ever detonated in space, and almost nobody alive today knows it happened. The Cold War had a secret chapter that was stranger than most people realized. In the early 1960s, both the United States and the Soviet Union were testing nuclear weapons in space, not as delivery systems, as experiments. The scientists wanted to understand what happens when a nuclear weapon detonates in the upper atmosphere, the effects on radio communications, on electronics, on the Van Allen radiation belts. Starfish Prime was the largest of the U.S. high-altitude tests. A 1.4 megaton thermonuclear weapon, nearly 100 times more powerful than the Hiroshima bomb, launched on a Thor rocket from Johnston Atoll in the Pacific. The rocket carried the weapon to 400 kilometers altitude, well above the atmosphere in space, then detonated. The immediate visual effect was described by observers in Hawaii as a sunrise in the wrong direction. The sky lit up with a white light that lasted several minutes, followed by a vivid aurora that persisted for hours. Red, pink, and white curtains of light rippling across the Hawaiian sky at midnight. People came out of their houses to watch. Many had no idea what they were seeing. The government had issued no public warning, no explanation. The test had been classified. The public learned what they had seen only much later. The visual spectacle was remarkable, but the physical effects were even more surprising. Starfish Prime generated an electromagnetic pulse, an EMP, of unprecedented size and strength. A nuclear explosion releases enormous energy across many forms: thermal, kinetic, and electromagnetic. At ground level, the electromagnetic effects are limited to the immediate blast zone. In space, there's no atmosphere to absorb the electromagnetic pulse. It radiates outward in all directions at the speed of light. The Starfish Prime EMP reached Hawaii 1,445 kilometers away, essentially instantaneously. Street lights across Honolulu were knocked out. At least 300 street lights failed simultaneously. Burglar alarms throughout the city triggered spontaneously. Radio communications across a wide area of the Pacific went dark, and perhaps most dramatically, satellites. At the time of Starfish Prime, there were approximately 24 operational satellites in low Earth orbit. 7 of them were immediately disabled or destroyed by the electromagnetic pulse and radiation, including Telstar 1, the world's first commercial communications satellite, launched just days after the test. It was killed within months by the radiation environment Starfish Prime had created, because Starfish Prime didn't just create a pulse. It fundamentally altered the Van Allen radiation belts. The Van Allen belts are regions of intense radiation trapped by Earth's magnetic field. Starfish Prime injected an enormous quantity of high-energy electrons into these belts, artificially enhancing their intensity for years. Any satellite passing through the enhanced belts received a significantly higher radiation dose than it was designed for. Several more satellites failed in the months after Starfish Prime due to the enhanced radiation environment. The scientists had not predicted this. They knew a nuclear detonation in space would have effects. They didn't know it would alter Earth's radiation environment for years. This was one of the first demonstrations that human actions in space could have planet-scale consequences. consequences that lasted years and affected technology that hadn't been built yet when the test was conducted. Now here is where this story gets genuinely strange. Ancient records from multiple cultures describe phenomena that sound remarkably like what observers in Hawaii saw. Nights when the sky suddenly lit up, when stars disappeared in a wash of light, when lights appeared in the sky in all directions at once. Some historians have attributed these to large meteors or major solar events. The Carrington event of 1859, the largest recorded solar storm in modern history, produced auroras visible as far south as the Caribbean. Telegraph systems failed worldwide. If a solar event of that magnitude hit today, it would disable most of the world's electrical infrastructure. Satellites, power grids, communication systems, banking, all at risk from a natural electromagnetic event far beyond human control. Starfish Prime demonstrated what the human-made version of this looks like, and it demonstrated it deliberately, with full knowledge, without telling the public. The residents of Hawaii who watched the sky go white over Honolulu that night were watching one of the most consequential scientific experiments in human history, without being told what they were watching. This test was one of the reasons the 1963 Partial Nuclear Test Ban Treaty was signed, banning nuclear testing in the atmosphere, in space, and underwater. Because what Starfish Prime demonstrated was not just the power of nuclear weapons, but the ability of human action to permanently alter Earth's near-space environment in ways that weren't fully anticipated and couldn't easily be undone. The Van Allen belt enhancement took years to naturally decay. A 1.4 megaton nuclear weapon, detonated in space. Nobody told the public. The sky went white over Hawaii. Satellites failed. Earth's radiation belts changed for years. And almost nobody alive today knows this happened. If you want more of the history that was hidden in plain sight, subscribe. Next week, bodies that refuse to decompose, and what science has and hasn't been able to say about them.